For this picture, I went pretty experimental. I started off with this rough sketching of this reference picture. I just knew that I wanted to draw a fan art of at least one of the brothers, and I asked my sister to pick a letter, and she picked J, so I was like, okay, Jyushimatsu, we're gonna draw him. And I tried to find a pose that was kind of like fun and energetic, and once I found that, I brought it in as a reference, and I started sketching it out and placing down colors, and I honestly had no idea what I was doing, but I just went with it. So yeah, I wanted something that was very colorful and fun, and kind of pastel-y. And I wanted to push myself to do a pose that I wasn't really comfortable with, which is most poses, because I'm really not great at anatomy. But yeah, I'm just fiddling with it a bit, changing different blending modes to see what kind of looks I can achieve, trying to fix the colors more. To be honest, at the beginning of this piece, I was kind of unsure because, as I said, I was just kind of going with the flow. I didn't really know exactly what the plan was, but I was like, I just want to be experimental, so I'm just gonna not think about it. I had been doing other sketches beforehand that weren't working out for me, and I really didn't like how they were looking, so that's why I decided like maybe I should just do a fan art, something that I know that I'll enjoy, and I decided to not take it too seriously, so that's why I went with a really experimental approach to the picture. The way how I went in with his hair, I didn't go in super detailed. I was just kind of blocking in the colors. But the way how the colors kind of overlap each other, I actually ended up really liking it. So it pretty much stays the same throughout the rest of the picture, I'm pretty sure. Here, I was kind of darkening some of the shadows on the pants and stuff and trying to make them darker, because the reference photo that I was using, the shadows get really dark, but I do end up, as much as I end up darkening it at the beginning, I later on start to lighten it because I decide I don't want the shadows to be that dark. I want it to be a lot softer, not as harsh. Plus, I was kind of having a hard time making the shadows look nice. I felt it didn't really go with what I was trying to do, so I do end up changing that later. Yeah, I'm kind of jumping around a lot, trying to make sure everything's kind of evenly rendered throughout so I know what kind of look I'm going for. And just adjusting parts that kind of felt weird to me. I don't know if everything really came out perfect. Like his arm, even at the end, still felt a little weird to me. But overall, I do end up liking the final piece. here I try and go in with the hands. I work on them quite a bit, mostly towards the end. Again, this is another thing that I don't know if they really came out great. I have a hard time with hands, and I feel like especially in certain parts, the hands were very high contrast, and I couldn't really tell exactly what they were doing, but I just kind of went along with it, adding more detail on the jacket part. Okay, here I'm finally adding a bit more detail into the pants and making them look a bit more like actual pants by adding like little folds / wrinkles in the clothing. And I'm pretty proud of how the kind of look of it came out. The way how I rendered his pants was one of my favorite things. And then also the shoes, because I'm usually not really good at shoes, but I felt like they came out pretty decently. And I also really liked his hair and his face overall as well. So the recording actually is going to cut off a bit short because as I was reaching what I felt like was the end of the picture, I decided to just stop recording to take off some of the pressure and just get it done quickly. But I ended up going in with more detail than I thought I would. So we're nearing the end. Here was the kind of original sketch we started with. And here is the final picture. I actually really liked it. I added little stars in the background. Kind of surrounding him are yellow stars to represent his color. And I put the different colors for his brothers. Thank you for watching the video. Peace.